Welcome to this episode of Stress and Purpose in Life podcast. Thank you again for listening. And this podcast is for you guys that want to dive into the subject of transformation and join in on different people's journeys and get inspired to transform your life. It has to do with resilience, transformation, and empowerment. And today we're going to have our incredible guest, Vilma Barbosa, who is here, who changed lives through the power of language and education. Vilma is a passionate educator with over 20 years of experience helping students breaking through language barriers and gain confidence, right? And she's a founder and CEO of Believe English Academy and combines innovative teaching methods that she's going to explain a little bit more about today. And you're also a mentor, teacher, and also been recognized by the United Nations of your different accomplishments within education. So it's amazing to have you here as a guest. So we're going to talk about education, the way you can open doors and get the mindset shift to get empowered. So thank you again for being here, and warm welcome to you, Vilma.
Thank you so much, Justina. Thank you for having me
So
here.
let's start with your story. You were growing up in poverty, right? And what the challenges that it brought with you. So what was it like for you as a child when bringing up your history towards getting interested in English and where do you come from there? What motivated you to start that path?
Okay. Thank you for having me here. It's a great pleasure.
Thank you.
Well, I am from a very simple family, a mother, a father, and four kids. And we always lived in very different places because my dad didn't have the chance to study, so he didn't have good chance for job as well. Then he kept moving from place to place where he found a better job. And once, when I was 13 years old, we lived in a farm. And in that farm, we used it to help. I used it to help him with the tomato plantation, with taking care of the goats and so on. And then the owner of the farm was also the owner of an English school. And then I was always around helping him with a happy smile in my face. And then one day he asked me, Vilma, would you like to study English in my English school? I told him, wow, that would be a dream. But of course, my parents would never have money to pay for it because the little money we used to get, they would buy food and the stuff we needed to live. Then the teacher told me that once I was always happy helping around, and then if I really wanted, he would give me the scholarship, and then I would study for free in his school. And I told him, wow, that is a dream. And I accepted. I grabbed the opportunity at that moment. And at that moment, I promised him that I would be his best student because I knew at that time that study hard would be the only way I had to prove him that I wouldn't spend that opportunity. And years later, he told me that yes, I became one of the best students he had uh, all his life. So with his opportunity, the opportunity he gave me, I had the opportunity to change my life forever.
So at what point did you realize that education, especially then learning English in your case also, could be a game changer for you? At what point did you
Well,
realize that?
I realized that when I was some years later, when I was around 18 years old, and I was in his school waiting to get started, our classes, and then three girls who were finishing the college to be English teachers were there, and they wanted to start classes with him. So he asked them some questions like, "Hi, how are you? What do you like doing?" Very simple questions in English. And so those girls didn't know how to answer those simple questions.
Yeah.
After they were gone, he told me, Vilma, why don't you become an English teacher? Why don't you go to university? And then I told him once again, well, but I don't have money to pay for it. And then he told me that would have a scholarship at the university also if I wanted, because some universities they provide scholarships if the student really want to. So the next morning I went to the university and I found out that I could study there also with a scholarship. And from that moment on, I decided that I would have a better future. I would
Mm.
follow my father's advice to study hard and believe in myself. And I decided at that moment that I would become an English teacher.
So you had the support of your parents and so, but you also told me that other people don't have that support, that they choose the other path when you were young. So what was the what had you what if you were not decided to choose to do this education, if you had doubted yourself or had fears to go on with this, where do you think your life would have ended up in that
Well,
case, in your situation?
yeah, in that case, I guess I would be today like my many of the girls who lived next to me, and unfortunately, some of my relatives, my cousins, and thing. Today, they are mothers. They have two, three, four kids at my age. They don't have a job. They depend on their husbands, the ones who are married, and they don't have a good job, and they need to ask for their parents for money and thing. And I guess I would be like that. And this is
Mm,
something that I am really worried about today when I work with the projects. We will talk a little bit later
yeah.
about that. The projects that I am working today, this is exactly what I tell the students, mainly the girls that are around there. Grab all the opportunities that you have to study. Otherwise, you will depend on other people to buy your
Mm,
food, to buy your things, and you will be more likely to suffer any abuse, like
yeah.
sexual abuse or domestic violence, if you don't study. So
Yeah.
studying change lives, and this is the only way. Like my dad always said, as we didn't have any money, he didn't
Mm,
have the chance to study. He always said, if you study hard, you will have a better future. And he was right.
yeah. Yeah, because the dependency that you get is it's not good for you, right? And of course, and but the journey must have been quite difficult, right? I think it's you must have anyway experienced different obstacles on the way that made you doubt and everything. But you anyway kept going. What was the drive to do that in your life? Did you feel that
Well,
it was a purpose, or is it just something that you just decided and then you follow through,
Well,
or?
it was yeah, it was really hard because since I didn't have money, I was just studying hard and I had the scholarship. Sometimes there were some trips to do, or sometimes we needed to buy some materials to study. And then, as I didn't have the money, it was a little hard for me, but I always found a way to do that, even if I didn't have money. I always tried my best. I would ask someone for a loan, or I would ask a friend for help. And there was once when I was at the university, there was the chance to go with my classmates to Buenos Aires for a studying trip. And then I didn't have the money to go, but suddenly a person gave up going, and then I had the opportunity to go in her place, and I would pay her in parcels what she had
Wonderful.
paid. And I decided that I would go. Then my mom told me, "But you don't have any money to go." And at that time, I would have less than $50 to go on a trip, 5 days, 6 days trip. And
Yeah.
then I decided that I would go, even if I had short money. And then when I was there, inside the bus, there were some snacks and water and juice. And so while the other girls were out buying things, shopping, and having fun around, I was inside the bus. Always when they went out to have lunch or dinner at a restaurant, I said, "Oh, I'm not feeling well. I have a headache." But
Mm.
that's because I didn't have the money to pay for the
Oh,
snack, for the food. And then I was inside the bus and I was there eating popcorn or anything that was inside the bus for free. So that was the way that I found to do the things. And even if I didn't have money, I always grabbed all the opportunities.
mm.
And so later, when I listen to people who say, "Oh, you are so lucky, life is so easy for you," and I say,
Oh,
"No, it's not
no.
easy, definitely
You've been through
not."
many obstacles then. I mean,
Yes,
actually,
but
what a powerful woman you are then, right? To go through with
but
it.
I never gave up, and I was
No.
always grabbing. Even if I had no money, I would say yes, let's do it. Later, I would find a way to pay. But the fact that I never had extra money to spend, there was never a reason to say no, I can't do it. I know that sounds crazy, but I believe that when you really want to do something, when you want it with your heart and with your mind, God and the universe helps you to do the things that you want to. So I truly believe that. And if you believe in yourself, if you work hard, you can do anything. Nothing is impossible. This is what I learned, and this is
Mm.
absolutely true. I am here to prove that.
Yeah, and you're a proof of that in many eyes. I think the viewers are. It's so interesting because you live in different cultures and they have different experiences, and depending where you are from in the world, you experience different things. And when you are set for some situation due to cultural reasons, of course, then you can okay, it's okay for me. I accept that, or you can say, okay, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to develop and do something else. Then the normal culture is not accepted of, it's really amazing. And how did you find the resilience to keep on going? You said something about the universe, you opening doors, right? And you step into new doors, and then is it like that, or what was it kept you going anyway? I mean, what was the power within you? Did you have the purpose within you after a while, or what was it more than the strength and the not giving up spirit, right?
So I went to the university, and when I was in the second phase at the university, one of my English teacher was also the principal in a private English school, and then he invited me to be a teacher there, and I accepted. So I started being an English teacher, but when I started, I promised myself that I would teach in a different way. I would find ways where my students would be able to communicate. They would enjoy and have as many opportunities with English like I was having in my life. So I
Mm.
created a very different way of teaching where I teach my students to use what they are learning, they use in real life. And then with the pandemic, I started connecting with teachers from different countries because I was worried, how could I teach online and have effective um, results as I had face to face with my students? And then I started connecting with teachers from different countries. And I realized that the different way I was teaching here in Brazil, many teachers abroad were doing the same. And then I started connecting with them. And as I like talking, as I like sharing ideas, as I like learning with others and teaching others the things I know, I started being invited to connect with other teachers into some international platforms, and I was invited to work with them as an I was invited to give trainings to teachers, teaching the way that I was teaching my students here. So
Mm.
I and later, with the chance of studying English, I had the chance to join many international platforms and also international associations. I was invited to be part of BPW, Business Women and Professional. It's an association that are associates all around the world. And with this association, I started learning more about public speaking. I started learning more about leadership. And in 2023, I was invited to represent Brazil at the United Nations. And I
Amazing.
told them, yeah,
Congratulations.
I thank you. And I told them to be part of that, they would choose two women from Latin America. And then we were supposed to write a letter and tell them why we would like to be part of the United Nations, why we would like to represent our country there. And then I told them my history of life and the ways I was working with projects in my country to empower girls, to teach them that studying they could change their lives, and that I would like to be there representing my country to prove the girls from poor communities like me that if I could be there, anyone could do the same. Then
Mm.
they invited me, I was accepted, and in 2023, I was there at the United Nations representing my country and connecting with girls from many, many different countries, talking about leadership, empowerment, and learning more how to empower our girls from the poor communities to bring them to an international stage. So this is
Mm.
something that I love doing, connecting and
I can
showing
imagine.
others that if you believe, you can do it. If I could, imagine
Yeah.
anyone can do it.
This resonates a lot with the Sustainable Development Goals, right?
Yes,
Regarding education, it's so powerful and so important today, right? And that you are sitting on top of this. I'm so inspired by that. I would like to ask you more about this United Nations recognition and everything. Where how do we explore that more? I mean, regarding the young people in the United that are connected in the world, different education backgrounds and everything. How do you see? Where do you find that synergy with United Nations? What are you recognized for, and what do you work regarding those different cultural differences and also educational levels? It must be quite diverse, right? So can you, how do you go through that? Is it also challenging regarding how to do that, or?
well, the United Nations is really worried about achieving the global goals to 2030.
Yeah.
And this week, more precisely yesterday, I found out that I will be one of the 30 girls from all around the world into the Standing Committee for the United Nations, um, into BPW, Business and Women Professional. So I will be in the standing committee with another 30 girls, three more from Brazil, and the other ones are from many different countries. And there we will have the chance to work with directly with the SDGs, and this is something that I'm really, really excited about, and I would
Yeah, I can
like
imagine.
to.
That is amazing.
Yes, it is, and I'm
And
truly
very
honored.
important, right? Being on
Yes,
top
it
of that.
is, and I'm really honored, and I'd like to thank you, Lima, for believing me and for accepting me into the standing committee. And I'm sure that we're gonna do a great job. And this is
Mm,
amazing because this is a proof for the girls, the poor girls who don't have any money, do think that they can do anything, the ones who don't believe in themselves. This is a great thing and a great way for you to believe. I want to be an example that if I could change the story of my life, anyone can do it. You just have to
mm,
believe in yourself. And education, studying is the only way that we have. Even for the ones who have um, more chances to study, believe in yourself, study hard, because I can see that mainly teenagers, they are not worried or interested about studying, they are not worried about making the change, and together we can do it. We are here in this world not just to be born, live and die. No, all of us have a purpose to be here. So
mm,
I'd love to help. I want to help people find their purpose, and I want to help them to become better human beings, like I am learning to be. And then this is
mm,
something that I'm truly happy because I can do it. And of course, I have a lot to learn, and I try and learn more and more every day. But I'm happy with the chance that I have to help other girls like me to change their lives.
Yeah, but that's amazing because it's really aligned with that purpose, and also your own purpose, and also to sit on top of that and be able to influence others about this. It is really good. And I was just gonna talk about more about this, because what do you think it will go this development regarding your work to inspire others, and what is the key message that you want to get out there, and are the goals that you are set for regarding that? I mean, we know the sustainable goals, we know them generally speaking, uh, but what how do you see yourself in that work for the next few years? What is the goal for you, and key message that you want to get out there to people that are listening also, of course?
Yes. Through BPW, we are worried about gender equality and about education through the United Nations Committee. So we are truly worried about education because we believe that education is the way we have to change this world. Here in my country, unfortunately, things are become every year things are become harder, and lots of young people, they quit going to school. They here in my country we have some crazy laws that if the girl is under 16, and if she has a child, she will receive extra money for that. And we have a help from the government. It's called, in Portuguese we call Bolsa Família. This is an amount of money that each poor family receive if they
Mm.
have children. So if a family has one child, they receive
Yeah,
money. Two children, more money. Three children, more money. And the more children they have, more money they receive. I know that
yeah,
maybe the government is thinking about helping them, but it's not like that. In real, they are motivating the young ones to have more and more children, because if they have four children, for example, they
yeah,
earn more money than an employee working all day long. So why they will go to school? Why they want to have
mm,
a salary working all day long if they get more money staying home just with their
yeah,
kids? It's crazy, isn't it? So our girls, they are 14, 15, 16, 19, and they have three, four kids.
yeah,
My
that's true.
gosh. Yeah.
We have
Yes,
the
it's
same system in
insane.
Sweden, you know.
Really, it's
Yeah, we have, but I
insane.
think we have a limit there also. We have like not too many children, right? And you
Yeah,
get
but in a family,
yeah, but
then
it's
grandma has children, mother and granddaughter, all
yeah,
the family members, they have many children, and then the money is not enough to raise a
no,
child with quality of life. It's
mm,
insane. So
yeah,
with our projects, one of the projects is in my club here in my town. The name of the project is Educating for the Future. And with this
mm,
project, we will work with the goal for education, and then we will talk. We are working with the girls from the community, empowering them to show them that they don't need to have children like their moms, like their grandmas to have money, because they have children just to have the money, because they are
mm,
forced for their family members sometimes. And then we are there to prove them that through education, with studying hard and believe in themselves, they can have a better future. Because if they quit school to have their kids, they depend on family members, they depend on their
mm,
husbands, and most of them suffer domestic violence, and they are under pressure and they are not happy. So with these
mm,
projects, we want to empower them to stop this. I know that it's hard because it has happening for many years, and it is inside their mind. It's like that with all the family members already, but we are there to try and prove that you can do in a different way. You
mm,
can have a better chance to have a better future. So this is the way we are working. And
Mm.
now connecting straight with the standing committee, we want to work. I'd love to work with that and bring more and more girls these opportunities, like I had, that they also could have a better life and be independent and not
Yeah.
depending on others because of money. Yes.
No, but that's a good cause. And if you would like to, if we, I know we have limited time here. I would like to talk to you more, but we have a limited time here. So I just want to ask you another question. Um,
Yes.
if you would like to leave something to listeners, one piece of advice to wrap it up. I mean, you've given many advice here, but if you get to the listeners, what would that be in regards to
Well,
being
uh,
independent and
yes,
choosing
always
education?
when someone asks me this question, one quote from me, definitely that would be the same. I listened from my dad since I was a small kid. Believe in yourself. This is the most powerful sentence I've ever heard, and it makes a completely difference in our lives. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else can do it for you. If you believe that you can do, you will do it. Of course, you have to believe. Also, you have to work hard. You have to try your best and never
Yeah,
give up. But believe in yourself. You can do anything. The power is within your mind. So
yeah.
go for it, that you'll be able to. Believe that you can, and you will be able to.
Amazing. Yeah. I hope the listeners also feel that energy and also do something about this, because you have the power within you. Everybody is listening. So wow, thank you for this inspiring conversation, Vilma. And you have a passion for education. It's so important, and I wish you all the best with your programs and initiatives. Really amazing to have you on the show. Um, it, I would like to leave you in a couple of, just a few minutes. I will just end this show, and then we can have a chat afterwards as well. Uh, Wilma, if her stories resonates with you, and yeah, you can of course check her website. You have somewhere they can connect with you. The Believe English
Yes.
Academy.
Yes,
You can press. Yeah.
I'm Vilma da Luz Barbosa, underline believe. This is my this is the way I'm on Instagram, and I'd love to connect with people. This is something that I really love doing, connecting. When people ask me, "What do you like doing in your free time?" Connecting with people, and they say, "Oh, but it's for no, it's for pleasure." This is something
No.
that I really love doing.
Great. Yeah. So we can put that in the on the chat as well, so people can see it. Yeah. Thank you so much. And if you listeners have enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to this, because we have amazing guests. You are one of the top ones, and I'm really excited to have you here. So amazing. Uh, just share this with someone that also needs to hear this episode, because I think many does in the global perspective, absolutely, and making this world a better place through education is really powerful. So until next time, and stay strong and purposeful, and keep on listening to your true selves, and also educate yourself to become what you want to be. So I would like to
Thank
thank you
you.
and leave you with that. And until next time, I'll see you next time. And bye. And thank you, Vilma, again for being here.
Thank you for having me here. It was a great pleasure. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.